They're moving in herds. They do move in herds. Welcome to Jurassic Park. That was released in 1993 and is directed by Steven Spielberg, who has directed some of the most memorable films over the last 30, 40 years. And this, of course, is one of them. And this film is starring Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, B.D. Wong, Samuel L. Jackson, Wayne Knight, and Richard Attenborough. Which it's been Richard Attenborough month, or like the past couple of months on this channel. First we had The Great Escape, and on there I mentioned that it was weird seeing a young Richard Attenborough because I've always seen him, or at least know him, with the gray, all the white. He's just always been an old guy for me. And then I received a recommendation to watch Brighton Rock, where he was like a young kid, like in his early 20s. And it's just weird because I've never seen him so young before, and we're finally returning back to what I know Richard Attenborough as, a white, crusty old man trying to open his park. John Hammond is trying to open a theme attraction that is unlike anything seen anywhere in the world. Reason being is that he has dinosaurs and is looking to get the park approved and ready to open. So he enlists the aids of Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm to join him on his island for the weekend to take a little tour around. But as Ian Malcolm says in this movie, they are playing with God, and they shouldn't, because, life finds a way. And as systems starts failing around the park, the dinosaurs start escaping from their cages. And you know why humans did not exist during the Jurassic period, the time of the dinosaurs? You know why the humans didn't exist during that time? Because we are food to them. We would have been eaten and killed off. The theme here, the message of this movie, is that life is precious, it's a gift, there's a lot of power behind developing life, and there's a philosophical question and a philosophical debate of, hey, if we have the power, should we use that power? And that is just a brilliant philosophical question that I don't think there is a right answer to. Or that there is a right answer to now. Maybe in like another 100 years, maybe we'd get one. And I remember watching this movie, or at least I remember watching half of this movie when it came out on VHS. I didn't see this in the theater. I think we probably bought this probably the next year after it came out. So this would be 1994. I was about 4 or 5. I remember watching it, and the T-Rex is breaking out, and he's wrecking carnage, and he eats the lawyer in the bathroom. And I remember my mom grabbing the remote and stopping this thing, and it took like another year for me to actually watch the second half of this movie and finish it. Mom did that a lot in 1994. She did the same thing when we were watching Dumb and Dumber for the first time, when he's daydreaming as he's driving and he meets Swanson and he's lighting his farts on fire. She stopped it there too because she thought it was disgusting. Here she thought it was just too scary, and looking back on it now, I mean, I was 5. Yeah, it was probably a little much for me, but I do remember being very antsy while watching this film because it's a dinosaur movie. I want to see dinosaurs. And I think it's a criticism that I had as a kid watching this film, and it's a criticism that I have today. For a film called Jurassic Park, we don't get a lot of dinosaurs. And when we do get there, it's a little late in the game, and I'll be honest, I'm a little bored, and I feel like I just lost my entire fan base. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye, subscriber count. So long, they do move in herds. Bye. I get that this movie is a cornerstone, especially when we get to visual effects and CGI. The CGI here still holds up. It is amazing. It is out of this world. It is before its time, and it's still of its time. It is incredible. I know when Spielberg was kind of testing the waters with the technology and figuring out what he was going to do for this film, I think they had a little computer program where they were showing him, here's how dinosaurs, how we predict that they would work. And I think he said, watching it, it's like, hey, can we just use this that you're showing me? Let's just use that in the film. And that's where CGI just went leaps and bounds from where it was in the 80s and the 70s. So to say this film is important to the history of cinema is an understatement, and I completely respect it. However, from a story standpoint, I'm a little bored watching this film. I also think as a kid watching this movie and listening to the debates, listening to them talk around the dinner table on the park, I have no idea what they're talking about. I think this is, for me, the best example of, hey, remember watching movies as a kid and you had no idea what they were saying? It was just a fun time watching it. And then you go back and watch it in your adult life and you're like, oh my god, that's what they were talking about. That's this movie for me. Because watching that dinner scene now and listening to the philosophy and listening to the debates between the two people and the questions of, we should strive for this knowledge, strive for this power, but you're opening Pandora's box. So the question is, it's not how do we do this? It's should you do this? And that is a brilliant question. I would say this dinner scene with all of these people around the table talking about life and the power of life and the attempt of controlling life is one of the best written philosophical scenes in the history of cinema. It is amazing. I actually think it's more amazing than the dinosaur scene. As a kid, never would have thought that. As an adult, it's freaking brilliant. But then you also get into the dinosaur stuff, and God, the T-Rex scene is one of my favorite scenes. When we get there, it is terrifying, but it's awesome. The way he moves, the roar that they came up with the T-Rex, which I believe was just an amplified version of a donkey roar, or whatever they do. It's so imaginative. This whole film is imaginative. It's supposed to capture the wonder that you had. Because as a kid, I was into dinosaurs. And I think the majority of us, when we're kids, are into dinosaurs. We want to see dinosaurs fight. We want to see dinosaurs run around. Never gonna not say dinosaurs now. When I say dinosaurs, it's just always gonna be dinosaurs. I sound like a freaking idiot. But that's what's so magical about these scenes. Seeing a brilliant mixture between practical effects and CGI effects. The puppetry that we see here is out of this world. It looks so real. Having the tangibility, the imagination of the tangibility of touching a Triceratops, even though the Triceratops is sick and you gotta dig through a mountain of poop to figure out what's wrong with him, it still captures your imagination and captures this little butterfly that you have in your stomach because you're like, I want to do that. How cool is it to see an actual live dinosaur? And it's only amplified by the beautiful, iconic theme by John Williams that is Jurassic Park. When you think of a musical theme that's supposed to embody just this fantasy and just imagination running wild, I think it's the Jurassic Park theme. Na 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 na, and the dinosaurs are eating the leaves. Dr. Grant almost faints, and it gives me goosebumps just talking about it, thinking about how magical that first scene is when we see the dinosaurs. Gosh, I feel like I'm loving on this movie more than I intended to. I thought I was going to come on here and just be super critical about it, but then you think of just the amazing scenes that these dinosaurs are in, and it puts a smile on my face. That's what this film does. It puts a smile on your face. Eventually. If you have not seen Jurassic Park, it is a must-watch when it comes to the history of cinema, because from here on out, the CGI, the use of visual effects, it just goes leaps and bounds from what it was in the late 80s and then the early 90s. This film is very important and it's magical. The story, I think, is a little slow, and I don't feel like we get a lot of dinosaurs from what I was expecting as a kid. We get a lot more of them in the sequels, which as a younger kid I was totally okay with, but then realizing, oh wait, in 3 the velociraptors talk to each other. This first one, and hell, even the second one, I think, are pretty damn great. I'm gonna give Jurassic Park 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I like it a lot.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part of my video is where I pick which movie I'm going to be watching next. And the next film that we're going to be reviewing is a film called Cinema Paradiso, and it was a PayPal recommendation from one of my biggest contributors on this channel, who's given me a lot of obscure films to watch on here, but I've loved almost every single one of them, and that's Autumn Blood. Autumn Blood, I can't thank you enough, and I've never seen this film before, but I feel like I've seen the poster of this, or I feel like I've seen the title of this film before, so I don't know what it's about. People kissing in the rain. Looks like it's about movies, so we'll check it out next time. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, you can make a PayPal donation on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do. Just attach your movie recommendation with your donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, give you a shout out on the channel, and get my review of it published as quickly as I possibly can. So guys, have you seen Jurassic Park? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you know the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of Cinema Paradiso. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.